Are you ready to take your crafting to the next level? Today we're unboxing the xTool M1 hybrid laser and blade cutting machine. Hi creative friends, I'm Jane from Sustain My Craft Habit. Welcome back to our channel. To say we've been curious about laser engravers is an understatement. We've been seeing all sorts of cool and beautiful crafts and gifts that our fellow crafters have been making. And so when xTool reached out and asked us to review their xTool M1 laser engraver, which also is a blade cutting machine, which makes it unique from the other machines that are on the market, we were definitely excited to give it a try. In this video, I'm going to show you everything that came with the xTool M1 all-in-one kit. We're going to quickly set it up, make 4 different projects, and then we'll share some of our initial impressions and honest review at the end of the video. So let's get started. The xTool all-in-one kit came in 4 well-packaged boxes and included the xTool M1 10-watt deluxe with the Rotary Pro, the smoke purifier, the air assist set, as well as the riser base with honeycomb panel. And we'll look at all of these separately.
Cutting mats.
Cutting mats, okay. You're probably like the vinyl, because we cut the vinyl. Rotary accessory kits, different attachments. The all-in-one kit includes a generous selection of surfaces and materials, including wood tags, slices, wood sheets, Kraft and cardstock papers, vinyl and acrylic sheets, faux leather, a metal card holder, and even slate coasters.
Rotary accessory 2 for M1.
The RA2 Pro is really cool. It's a 4-in-1 rotary accessory that lets you engrave glasses, mugs, rings, and even spheres. We thought we had gotten to the end of all the goodies, but then when we actually opened up the machine, there were all sorts of additional pieces for setup in there, including the venting tubing, the instruction booklet, pyramid risers, and more cutting mats. The next box we opened was the xTool Smoke Purifier. This add-on includes a 3-layer filtration system, which filters the smoke and other particulates that are released during the engraving process. This purifier is ideal if you're unable to vent your machine to the outside. Also included with the all-in-one kit was the riser base with honeycomb panel. This riser supports engraving with the RA2 Pro and taller objects. It provides for increased airflow, which lets heat dissipate faster for cleaner engraving and cutting. There's less charring on the pieces. The 4th and final box we opened was that of the xTool M1 Air Assist set. This set creates a stronger airflow, which enables deeper, faster, and cleaner cutting. In an upcoming video, we'll install both the riser with honeycomb base as well as this air assist set and show you how they work. But for now, let's get the xTool M1 and Smoke Purifier all set up and make a few projects. One of the key features of the xTool M1 is really the minimal setup needed. It's pretty much ready to go out of the box. All I had to do was attach this adapter to the vent outlet and then add on the actual vent hose with this clamp. Now, the purpose of that vent hose is to basically send any smoke that's created in the engraving or burning process out. So you'll want to vent this either outside through a window or a door, or use this smoke purifier add-on. So you can see here, I'm just now attaching the other end of that vent hose to the smoke purifier. There are 2 different attachments depending on which machine you're venting, and that's outlined in the instruction manual. And that's it. That's all really that's needed for the physical setup of the machine itself. We'll just need to plug the smoke purifier into the electrical outlet. It has its own, and then turn it on. Similarly, we'll use this AC adapter to plug the M1 machine into the electrical outlet. Okay, now to use the actual machine, you're going to have to connect it via either USB or Wi-Fi to a laptop or computer. The machine runs off of the xTool Creative Space software, which is super easy to install from the xTool website. It comes with some built-in projects, which we're going to use in a bit, as well as link to the community gallery that has all sorts of inspiration. Okay, I'm itching to make my first project, so let's get going. I decided to start with these wood tags that come with the premium materials bundle. And I picked 3 of them and just laid them right into the compartment. I then went to the project gallery and looked for something simple and easy to do, and they actually had this cute little project with the tag that I imported in. So the thing is that there's not a lot of projects in this project gallery in the software. They have a few features that you can design your own. So I added this little heart motif and then some text for sustain my craft habit. They have a bunch of fonts you can choose from, and I really just wanted to experiment. This was my first time using it. So next prompts you to connect your machine, and then it gives you this picture of your materials in the compartment, and then you simply drag and drop and reposition your designs right onto the surfaces where you want them to be engraved. On the right side of the software panel, you have the controls for the material as well as which type of function you want it to do. So either a laser on a flat surface, a rounded surface, or this is where you would set the blade setting if you're cutting paper or vinyl. But I used the laser flat surface, clicked on each of the designs, and then selected whether I wanted it to be engraved, scored, or cut right through. After pressing process and then start, the machine started to do its thing. It was really satisfying to see it go. The software does provide an estimate of the amount of time the function will take, although I don't think it's that accurate. But this is at about 400 times speed, so this took a few minutes to engrave these tags. I was so excited to open the lid and pull out my first ever engraving project. These turned out so cute. I just added a bit of twine to them, which actually came in with the package. And I'm really excited to make more of these using all sorts of different designs, even ones specifically for our brand to include with our products for our Etsy shop. Okay, next I was keen to try this rock coaster. I was skeptical that this would work as well as it did, as you'll see. We happen to have this SVG design on our website, which has a bunch of phrases for dad that are related to rocks. So how perfect was that? I picked this one that says, "Dad, you're the rock our family leans on," and imported that from my computer. I also added in a little heart shape. And then for the heart, I picked the score function, whereas for the design, the phrase, I picked the engrave function. So the difference is that the engrave function is going to fill the entire design, whereas the score function will just do an outline, as you see here. So again, we're just going to position the phrase onto the surface, which is this rock coaster, and then let the machine start. To complete this one coaster, it did take about 25 minutes, I think. But it was really fascinating to watch it go. This type of coaster would make such a great gift, especially when personalized for somebody that's particularly hard to shop for, because yes, they can use it as a drink coaster, but it can also just sit up as a little piece of art in an office or in a kitchen. I love how this turned out. I can't believe it. It's so perfect. The engraving is precise and I am really impressed. I can't wait to try this engraving on other types of stone surfaces. For the next project, I was keen to try out the cutting functionality of the laser, so I picked out this Kraft paper nightlight project from the project gallery. And this required cutting both Kraft paper, which is a heavier paper, as well as balsa wood. So here I am using the laser actually to cut this design, and it was so precise, although I think I may have made a mistake with cutting it directly onto the bottom panel. So in the later pieces, I tried to add a couple of layers of paper to protect the base. For the wood though, you don't want to have the wood sitting directly on your bottom surface, and that's why these pyramid risers are included in with the M1. And this cut, I must say, took a really long time. It was 2 passes. I think it took about 45 minutes, which I was not expecting, but it cut all these little pieces of wood really intricately. There was some charring, which, I wanted to try it out without the air assist or that honeycomb base. And I think for the next time now, I'm going to install that riser with the honeycomb base and the air assist so that we won't have this charring. To complete the craft, I just painted the wood pieces black, which wasn't even necessary because you won't even see them at the end. I folded the side panels of the two largest of the 4 pieces of cutouts and then used my hot glue to glue the 2 flaps together. I next assembled the wood frame, and there wasn't a lot of instructions, so I kind of had to just go by what was in the picture for this project. But basically the 4 little connector pieces fit in and you create this 2-layered wood frame. And this is to add, I guess, stability and a mounting surface for these 2 inside panels, which I just glued lightly onto the front and back of that wood frame. And then the entire frame piece fits right inside, and I glued it all together with a little bit of glue to hold the side panels closed. This was so cute. It's so intricate, and it's meant to be a nightlight, although there isn't really a spot for a light inside, but I just put a little battery-operated votive candle in behind. Okay, so now I was really excited to try out the vinyl cutting capabilities of this machine. I removed those pyramid risers and then installed the blade into this adapter piece. The blade mechanism clicks in and out via a magnet, so it makes it simple to remove and replace. With the blade cutting function, we want to use these mats. This is the light grip mat, and it has an adhesive both on the underside and the top side. So this is great because you just pop it in there and it sticks to the base, and then remove that protector from the top and position your vinyl right onto the mat. In the Creative Space software, I simply made this little home phrase using the built-in fonts and sized it to my surface that I wanted to make. I also added a rectangle, a cutting rectangle around it so that I'd be able to easily weed out the design. And then on the right side of my panel, I selected blade cut and specified the material, which was the self-adhesive Kraft vinyl, and hit process. So then it loaded this picture, I positioned my phrase onto the vinyl, and it cut. It made this cut in less than a minute. I was able to easily weed this vinyl decal and use it for my upcycling project. And this particular project started with this platter that we picked up at the Value Village, and I simply painted it white, applied this cute design from a napkin, and then added on that vinyl home phrase that I cut out using the M1. It wasn't a continuous cut, and so there were a few of these tiny little pieces. I think I still have to figure out how to make that work in the Creative Space software, but I think this was perfect and just what I needed to finish this quick project. Okay, so we promised to share some of our first impressions and a bit of a review of the xTool M1. I am a little bit limited in how much I've had a chance to use it, and I'm really excited to try it out with more materials and do more projects. A couple of first impressions was that it was really easy to set up. There is a constant humming, like when the machine is on, it's pretty noisy, so that if bothers you, but I guess you turn it on and off between cutting or engraving, but it is a bit noisier than what I was expecting. The setup instructions are pretty basic. There are really a few different manuals in a bunch of different languages, so although it looks like there's a lot of information, there actually wasn't. Yet at the same time, it was sufficient for getting everything set up. So I guess if you like a lot more information, you know, that's what videos such as these are for. As you can see, you do need a good amount of space to hold the M1 tool, and then if you have the smoke purifier, it doesn't have to be on the surface, it can be down on the floor, which is where I had it. But because you also need a device to run, you know, a little bit larger surface space for working space is beneficial. The xTool M1 doesn't have a mobile app that I've been able to find yet, but it does run on either USB or Wi-Fi connection from your PC. And then speaking of that connection, it was super easy to set up. The software was actually easy to use, easier than I was anticipating, but it is really limited in the types of projects that are in the built-in project gallery. and we imagine that there will be more and more getting added over the coming time, but you will need likely to find SVG files, cut files, and engraving files from other sources. And we do have a blog post that's sustainmycrafthabit.com that goes through some places to find free files for your Cricut machine, your laser engraver machine, such as this one as well. The other main limitation is just the size of the compartment, that you won't be able to do projects that are much larger than what fits inside, but definitely for gifts, for anything that you want to make for your own personal use, this machine is amazing. It's really easy to use. As a consumer, we're always sensitive to how difficult something will be to set up for an end user, and this was super easy. I was really nervous about it, but I shouldn't have been, because I was able to make these 4 projects without any problem using completely different materials, and I will be really looking forward to trying the capabilities of this on different types of wood, on stone, on glass. So definitely do subscribe if you are interested in seeing those kinds of videos coming up. Again, thank you to xTool for sending us this M1 machine, really helping us to amp up our craft habit and being able to make even more projects right at home. So if you have any additional questions about the xTool M1, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Let us know what types of projects you would like to see us try to make with it, and we're looking forward to learning about it together. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!